Yo, how's it going, guys? It's your boy, Richard Unicorn Caller here, and yes, I am back on Wizard101 to show you guys, yet again, another teaser that they announced yesterday, and this time, it is pretty exciting. I'm personally excited for this, but not a lot of people might not care about this, but we have the introduction of some new boss rematches. If you guys don't know what boss rematches are, you can basically just, fight the boss again and get some nice new rewards and all that fun stuff. But here it is. What a pleasant surprise. We got Rasputin. We got Old Cobb. And last but not least, we got the Trident. Both of the... Look, I'm going to be honest. Man, back in the day, these bosses were feisty, man. These bosses were elite until they nerfed them. They nerfed the health and all that stuff. They're not really as exciting as they once were back in the day. But dude, back in the day, let me just remove my ugly face real quick. Back in the day, these bosses hit like trucks, man. Rasputin, you had to have somebody spam hit one of the minions because they could do that special attack. And for Old Cobb, they changed him a lot too. Man, I have never seen so many dead storm wizards against Old Cobb, man. Grandfather Spider was putting in the work. And then last but not least, Storm Trident. Probably back in the day, one of the hardest bosses ever in the game. Literally, there would be people that would not even attempt that boss battle without having a death wizard to spam bad juju. Which, in my case, I personally don't like juju spammers because I think it makes the game, like, really stale and not really fun. But back in the day, nobody would even do Storm Trident without a death wizard. Like, literally, if they would join a team up or see anybody in a team up that wasn't a death, they would just leave. They would just leave the battle. They're just like, nope, they wouldn't even try it. That's how hard that boss was. And I remember when he get like all of his shadow pips, he would bring his trident up from the ground and swing everybody and basically squad wipe, which you can survive it, by the way, if you have shields or brace or just resist. You know me, I could survive hits like that. But man, the way they have nerfed these bosses, like, it kind of sucks. Like, nobody now will understand, like, the pain from back in the day. Like, we got all these new spells now and all that stuff, new gear, but back in the day, man, Arc 3 had some baddies, man. It had some baddies. And this is, again, for boss rematches. If you guys don't know what boss rematches are, like I said, you can basically replay your favorite type of boss, and you can basically get some nice rewards out of it, such as Azoth, and, of course, some spell mints. We all know y'all love spell mints. And, of course, some other stuff, such as gear and whatnot. You can talk to a Quell, which is located in the arena, and she'll have all these stuff that you can craft if you have, the certain reagents. The only problem, though, is that there are a few cons with the boss rematches. So I guess we can make this a community discussion talking about boss rematches. Now, at the start of boss rematches, it started off as challenge mode, which means that it would follow a specific rule set, such as stat caps and ban spells and blah, blah, blah. And we all know that everybody, including myself, even though I do like challenge mode in some parts, it is a very limiting type of game mode where there's going to be stat caps, there's going to be plenty of banned spells, and of course, you're not allowed to do a few things such as like flee and come back. So, yeah, challenge mode for, I guess, the casual, like super casual player base probably doesn't even touch challenge mode. But if it's someone that definitely wants a challenge, I definitely recommend it for you, especially for the reward payout. If you try doing it in standard mode, which they released the standard mode for boss rematches earlier during, I think, 2024 or 2023, I believe 2024, but that will be a lower payout of the rewards. You're going to get less rewards. But if you did it in challenge mode, which is, again, going to be a lot harder, you're actually going to get way more rewards. So, I don't know. It depends on the player. But another thing about these boss rematches is that it is going to cost you a few reagents. So, if you're someone that doesn't play this game religiously, then you might be stuck on resources trying to actually craft these gauntlets. You could also try asking your friends if they also have any of these one-shot gauntlets available as well, because once you enter it, it acts like a one-shot gauntlet. You know, you can't, like, you know, do it all over again. You have to craft another one. And so it really depends on the player's attitude. I mean, for me personally, I just don't care about boss rematches. I did them back in the day when I was raiding, but now I don't really need to do that anymore, especially since I don't raid anymore because I don't need the A's off. So that might be another, like, thing a lot of people might not like about boss rematches, is just the rewards overall. The gear itself, it's pretty interesting. I'm not gonna lie. The gear matches a similar template to some of our own pack gear. So this is, I guess, a nice little alternative to get some of that stuff. But if you're someone that doesn't really care much about any of this stuff, and you just want to get, like, gear and just be done with it, then yeah, I can see why boss rematches don't really appeal to a whole lot of people. Like, I can craft all of this, right? But I don't have the badge. And that's another thing. You need the badges, and, you know, you have to do it a couple of times, blah, 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 you know. So there's definitely a lot of drawbacks whenever it's concerning the boss rematches. My hope that in the future is that maybe we can kind of lean off of the badge requirement for a lot of these. I mean, personally, I just think the same thing happened in Selenopolis, which, by the way, you should do. Do Selenopolis. Jesus, I gotta keep explaining that. At this point, when the fall update comes in, we're gonna see half the players not do Selenopolis, and then the other half that's already done Selenopolis. It's gonna be a whole mess. Mark my words, I'm calling it right now. I'm calling it right now. But do Selenopolis. But anyway, Selenopolis had the same issue as well, where if you wanted to craft the gear, you can only do that by doing the badges. And the badges, like, they're not hard, but, like, they're very time consuming, and sometimes for the battles, they're just, like, they're not fun. And that's where the Crocotopia World Pack came from, and that's what they do for all the other worlds, man. Especially for the Bold Dreamweaver and all that stuff. They add in these world packs so you can skip the grinding, and you can basically just get your gear that way. Somebody noticed me. Hey! My problem, though, is the badge requirements. Remove the badge requirements, and I might consider doing it. But other than that, I don't know, man. I just can't justify the $5.99 for crowns. Like, that's just too much for me. But you do get some good loot out of it if you seriously just do not want to farm at all. Love your YouTube videos. Hey, thanks, Aiden. Yo, shout out to Aiden Raven, bro. He's gonna be in the video, bro. He's gonna be in the video. But that's pretty much all there is for the teaser. Like I said, you're going to have these boss rematches, and, you know, it's going to be up to you if you want to do the content or not. There's a lot of content in this game, though. There really is. But, again, it really depends on your play style. If you're someone that just doesn't want to go through the hassle of doing all this, that is completely fine, and that is completely understandable. But if you're someone that's ever bored on this game and you just want to try something out with your friends, I highly, highly recommend it. And especially in challenge mode. I know challenge mode might seem a little daunting to most players, but, you know, once you understand the fundamentals of it, it can become really, really fun. And even though I'm personally not a big fan of challenge mode, it still is nice to do some of these boss fights again and just kind of revisit some of those old bosses. But like I said, usually the badges are kind of the iffy part, and that's why we always have these little world packs that are like $5.99 crowns a piece, so that way you can kind of skip the grinding and all that stuff. You know, you don't need to buy the pack, of course, but even then you still need to do Selenopolis if you wanted this pack, and you also have to be a level 170 in the first place. You need to have that badge, the Scion of Vengeance badge, where they're basically doing all the mainline quests in Selenopolis, and you also have to be a level 170, which I think at this point everybody, at least for endgamers, should be at level 170. Again, that might depend on your own play style, on how you play the game. But until then, I will see you guys later. Personally, I am super excited to visit these bosses again. Let me know in the comments about what you guys think about boss rematches, challenge modes, and all that other stuff. Let me know what you would like to see in the future. And yeah, I will see you guys later. Peace out.